Hello, I'm Jhumur Chaudhary. Welcome to my channel Edu Skills Hub. Thank you so much for supporting me and my channel so far. Hope all of you are doing well. Stay healthy and happy. Keep on smiling. If you are new to my channel, so please do subscribe my channel and press the notification bell as well. So let's get started. Today I am going to tell you about Aristotle's classification of constitution. Before that, I would like to tell you about who was Aristotle and why Aristotle's classification of constitution is very much important in the field of political science. Like Plato and Socrates, Aristotle was a Greek philosopher and scientist who is still considered as one of the greatest thinkers in politics, psychology, and ethics. He is also known as father of political science. Aristotle was Plato's student and colleague at the academy in Athens. Aristotle made pioneering contributions to all fields of philosophy and science. Aristotle's classification of constitution is mainly based on two principles: the purpose of the government, the normal and the perverted; the number of persons exercising the supreme power, the normal form and the perverted. Here, the normal means good form of government and the perverted means bad form of government. The normal form of government is one in which the ruler rules in the interest of the community, and the perverted form of government is one in which the ruler rules in his own interest. Aristotle's classification of the constitution can be understood in the form of table. Now, let us explain the meaning of the different types of government as classified by Aristotle. Number 1. Monarchy. According to Aristotle, it is a normal form of government run by one. Supreme power lies in the hands of the monarch. The office of the monarch is hereditary and he rules in the interest of all. Second, tyranny. It is a perverted form of government run by one. When the monarch assumes too much power and becomes selfish, it is known as tyranny. Third one, aristocracy. It is a normal form of government run by a few who are superior to others in birth, culture, education, and experience, and they run the government to promote the interest of all. Fourth one, oligarchy. It is a perverted form of government run by a few rich, wealthy people for promoting their own interest. Fifth, polity. It is a normal government run by many, in which many people directly participate in the activities of the government. Polity is the government of all for the good of all. Last but not the least, democracy. It is a perverted form of government. It means mob rule or mobocracy. It is the rule of many persons who oppress the few. Aristotle's classification of constitution is based on a study of about 158 constitutions that existed during his lifetime. Aristotle believes that all governments go through a cycle of changes. According to Aristotle, polity was the best and the most practicable form of government because it combined in itself liberty and wealth. He held the best constitution was one which was practicable. He was even willing to have a monarchy provided the monarch was enlightened. But he said that monarchy and aristocracy have a tendency to degenerate. Aristotle says that no form of government is permanent or everlasting. Different forms of government keep changing. This change, according to him, takes place in a cycle. The monarchy, which is a normal form of government, may be degenerated in course of time and replaced by tyranny. Similarly, aristocracy degenerates into oligarchy and polity into democracy. But democracy is also not the ultimate solution and may be replaced by monarchy. In this way, the process of change continues. This process of change, advocated by Aristotle, is also known as Aristotle's cycle of change. Aristotle's classification of constitution has been criticized on the following grounds. Aristotle makes his classification as a mechanical one, laying emphasis on number, and thus it neglects qualitative aspects of the government. According to Aristotle, democracy is a perverted form of government which is run by many poor people. This view is not acceptable. In a particular society, majority of people may be prosperous. In modern times, democracy does not make any reference to poor or rich. It simply insists on the principle of equality. His classification gives rise to much confusion. In his theory, he does not make any clear-cut distinction between the forms of state and forms of government. His classification of constitution is not complete. It is not comprehensive, as it does not cover states having a mixed form of government. Moreover, it does not explain modern classification of government such as unitary and federal, presidential and parliamentary government. It is not possible to classify the modern state on the basis of Aristotelian theory. In modern times, sovereignty is seldom located in one or the few. At present, the popular view is that supreme power ultimately belongs to the people as a whole. In conclusion, in spite of its defects, Aristotle's theory is not entirely valueless. The terms monarchy, tyranny, aristocracy, oligarchy, and democracy have secured permanent place in the terminology of political science. Aristotle's classification is not accepted as authoritative, but it has furnished an excellent guide and model to subsequent writers in their attempts in classifying the governments. So, my dear students, hope you understand the concept of Aristotle's classification of constitution. More videos are on the line. Keep on watching. Take a very good care of yourself. Bye-bye.